People of the internet, those of you who might be watching on the YouTubes, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL Painfully Honest Tech, Jason T. Lewis, you know, all those different things. Let's talk painfully. Let's talk honestly for a moment about this smartphone right here. This is the Google Pixel 6a, which is a brand new phone from the folks over at the Google. This phone represents what I believe is the state of smartphones right now here in 2022, and that is we have now reached the era of good enough. You know, it makes things less exciting maybe, but the era of good enough is good enough for me, and I think it's good enough for most people. Let me explain. What do I mean by the era of good enough? Well, if you'll recall, since 2018, since the iPhone 10, flagship smartphones got expensive. Flagship smartphones got really expensive, and they became over $1,000 and then over $1,500, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is so expensive. Why are we spending all this money on the smartphones?" And the honest to God truth is, I don't know. Flagship smartphones have been very cool, and when smartphones were in their come up, when they were developing, when they were becoming what they are today, every new year of a smartphone brought legendary brand new features that nobody had ever seen before. And so we kept on chasing the newest, the latest, the greatest. You know, every year it was 120 hertz screen. It was all these different things that were brand new to the smartphone. And along the way, something happened. Phones went from being, the flagships being the ones that you wanted to have because they had all the features and you could rely on them to perform well, etc., etc., etc. But as the sort of smartphone flagship war was ongoing, more budget-friendly phones have been sneaking up behind. So here we have the Pixel 6a. And what is so special about the Pixel 6a? Well, we've got a phone here. Now, a lot of people are going to complain. A lot of the cork-sniffing folks who want to have the flagship phones, or, you know, and all the special, 120 hertz refresh, etc., etc. A lot of people are going to complain that it's not enough. But we've got here a 6.1-inch screen. It is full HD. It is not quad HD. It is not anything like that. 12 megapixel cameras. We've got 6 gigabytes of RAM on here with the Google Tensor chip, and 4,410 milliamp hours of battery. Now, I just got this phone a couple of days ago, and I was kind of like, well, that 4,410 doesn't seem like a lot, although it is a smaller phone. So how will it hold up when we're talking about battery life? So I got it late on Thursday, and I didn't charge it. I figured the charge capacity of a battery is at its lowest when you first get it out of the box. The battery usually needs a little bit of a charge to get itself up to speed and have its best performance. So I just left it uncharged, and right now I am at what, let's see, 15%. Now, I don't have a SIM card in this phone right now because I haven't put it in there yet. I've just been playing around with the phone. I've been watching videos. I've been doing all the kinds of things that you do, and it's been really nice. The battery life has been actually really surprising. Like I said, this is not the Pixel 6 or the Pixel 6 Pro. However, it is pretty darn close. We've got aluminum around the edges here. It fits well in the hand. It feels good in the hand, as they say. It has a glass back. This is Gorilla Glass 3, not Victus or any of those kinds of things. Of course, anything fancy like that is going to drive up the price. The selfie camera is a 2.0 f2.0 8 megapixel 24 millimeter camera. That's totally fine. My point is that here we are. We've got a Google phone running the latest Google software. It's made out of really solid materials. It's not made out of plastic. It's not made out of something that feels cheap. It is, for all intents and purposes, all the phone that 95% of anyone will ever need. There are going to be people to buy flagship phones, just like there are going to be people who buy really expensive cars. And, you know, whether or not you need a flagship phone is not really part of that conversation. But 95%, if not more, of everybody, this is all the phone that they are going to need. The iPhone SE or the iPhone 13 is all the phone that anybody's ever going to need. The Samsung Galaxy S22 or maybe even the A series phones like the A53 out there, all the phone that anybody's ever going to need. I'm a firm believer that most people don't use half of, if not even less, half of the features that a phone has. They make calls, they check their social media, they look at their notifications, they take photos, they, maybe they play some games, but usually it's going to be Candy Crush and not something more extensive. I mean, do people still play Candy Crush? I have no idea. But people don't need Ferraris in their garages. They need something that is going to sip gas and is going to toot along and get them to and from the places that they need to go. And that's what the Pixel 6a is. That's what the Apple iPhone SE or some of the other less expensive models are. These companies recognize that the market for the flagship phones was really kind of slowing down. And now the flagship market has become a niche market. I mean, if you don't agree with me, let me know down in the comments. But the people who buy flagship phones are the people who are watching this video. The only people who are going to watch this video who aren't flagship phone aficionados are going to be the people who want to find out if this phone is any good at $450 and whether or not they should buy it. I think that this is the future of smartphones. Reasonably priced phones that are powerful enough for 99% of everybody to do all the stuff that they need and want to do. Good battery life, good looking screen, good pictures being taken, and it doesn't lag or slow down or anything like that. And with these Google phones, you're going to get more updates of the operating system than you would in, say, some other phones out there in the Android ecosystem. Let me know down in the comments what you think. This is just sort of an off the top of the head kind of thing that I have been thinking about as I played with this phone for the last day or so. Here we are. The era of good enough in the smartphone world. Now, that's bad for people like me because, nobody wants to watch videos about good enough smartphones. I mean, maybe they do. But for the people out there, this is a win for consumers. This phone, the other less expensive phones that are out there, a win for consumers all day long. Anyway, thanks so much for being here. Do let me know what you think down in the comments. We'll have a boisterous discussion as always. Once again, if you want to come back and see my full review on this, hit the subscribe button. I've got more videos coming about all kinds of different fun things that are tech related that, maybe go against the grain of what most other people are saying out there, because this, ladies and gentlemen, is painfully honest tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I am out.